Hi friends, welcome back to Astrology with Ninad. In this video, I am going to discuss the monthly horoscope prediction for the month of October 2023. It is a very important month as there are some important transits happening. Especially the most important transit is that of the planet Rahu, the north node of the moon, which will be leaving the sign of Aries and it will transit to the sign of Pisces, but that will take place at the very end of the month. So, let's talk about the important transits and the positioning of planets before we discuss the horoscope predictions and impact on all the 12 zodiac signs. So, starting with Saturn, it will be placed in its own Mool Trikona, Aquarius, all month long. Then we have the conjunction between Jupiter and Rahu in the sign of Aries. But then Rahu will leave Aries and transit to Pisces on October 30. Similarly, Ketu, the south node of the moon, which is placed in the sign of Libra, will leave the sign and transit to the sign of Virgo towards the end of the month on October 30. Then we see that Venus will be placed in the sign of Leo all month long. Mars will be placed in the sign of Libra all month long. Sun and Mercury for the first half of the month will be placed in the sign of Virgo, but in the last 2 weeks, both of those planets will transit and be placed in the sign of Libra along with Mars. So there will be a 4 planet conjunction between Mars, Sun, Mercury, and Ketu. And of course, as I mentioned before, Ketu will leave the sign of Libra on the very last day of October, October 30 or October 31, and it will transit to Virgo because Rahu and Ketu, the demon planets, always move in a retrograde fashion. They do not move in a direct moment like most other planets. So these are the key position of planets throughout the month of October. Now, my predictions are mainly based on your moon or ascendant sign per Vedic astrology. Moon sign predictions have an impact on the mind or emotions of a human being, while ascendant or Lagna Rashi predictions have an impact on actual physical events in life. I have posted the timestamps in the description box below for your convenience, so you can click on the time that corresponds to your moon or rising sign and watch accordingly. So without any delay, let's take a dive and look at all the 12 zodiac signs and their horoscope predictions for the month of October. Let's get started. For my Aries Mesh Rashi friends, let us first talk about career. In terms of job and profession area, the month is looking quite powerful because the lord of your career house, Saturn, is very well placed in the Labhastan, in the 11th house, which is an Upchaya Stan as well. It is a growth house. And then there is a mutual exchange of aspects between Saturn and Venus, which are considered best friends in Vedic astrology. Then you see the lord of your Lagna, the ruler of your ascendant, Mars, will also be aspecting the career house, which will be an exalted aspect. Jupiter also being Digbali in the first house and controlling the 5th and 9th is quite positive to strengthen your destiny at the workplace. So if you had felt stagnant, if things were not going smoothly in your job till now, certainly the time is looking very auspicious for you to make good progress and achieve success at your workplace. It is the time to impress your bosses with your hard work and effort and get their appreciation and earn their respect. There is also a good chance of earning a potential bonus, promotion, or a salary increment for those people that have not received it for a long time. So, if you don't have a job, I highly recommend keep applying and give lots of interviews because the overall month is looking quite beneficial for you to get a new job opportunity. So definitely keep trying and keep giving interviews, as many as you can. If we talk about business, then overall the business area is going to be strongly activated in the last 2 weeks of the month. And then even Ketu's effects will start to lessen as the month progresses, because it will slowly move towards Virgo. So it is quite an auspicious indication, because the Budh Aditya Yoga is being created in the 7th house. And the lord of your Lagna, Mars, Mangal Devta, will also be placed in the 7th, which can initiate you or motivate you to possibly start a new business venture. If you're already running your own business, then profits can certainly go up, your expenses will decrease. You might also think of business expansion, making some good business deals. And if you're in a business partnership, then your business partner will also be quite supportive of your mutual business goals, which you can both work towards to achieve your larger business goal, vision, and purpose. So, overall, the time is looking quite auspicious in terms of business activities, because even Venus, the ruler of your business house, is in the 5th house. So you might get some unique business ideas, some very creative business ideas that you can certainly explore. But still, maintain a bit of caution, because Venus, although placed very well in the 5th house, is transiting in the enemy sign of Leo. So some caution needs to be maintained. If we talk about health, then overall the health area is also looking good throughout the month, as the Budh Aditya Yoga will be in the 6th house for the first half of the month, and even in the second half, the transit is still looking positive. Just try not to speed and drive your vehicle, and do not ignore any chronic health issues if something was to bother you, because Saturn's enemy aspect on the 8th house cannot be ignored, especially if you are running the Mahadasha or Antardasha of Shani. If we talk about finance, then the overall financial situation is looking quite positive all month long, because the ruler of the Dhanastan, Shukra, is transiting in the 5th house. So possible gains from your past speculative investments, such as the stock market, is likely this month if your natal chart also supports the same. Overall, your wealth flow is looking strong, and you will get gains from multiple sources of income throughout the month. Just make sure to invest wisely and to use good money management skills, and you will do very well in the finances area throughout the month. If we talk about education, then those students pursuing PhD or master's program, higher education, will achieve excellent progress throughout the month, as the ruler of the 9th house, Gurudev Brihaspati, is Digbali in the 1st house and aspecting its own Mul Trikona Sagittarius, which falls on the 9th house, and it's also controlling the 5th house. So an excellent time for you to make good progress in your academics and impress your professors with your hard work and effort. If we talk about love life, then the time is looking fairly good for the most part if you use good judgment, because the lord of the 5th house, sun, will transit to the 7th house in the last 2 weeks, which for some people, their romantic relationship can possibly convert to a marriage like situation. For those single people, you might be able to find some potential matches who you might feel a good connection with, and you can start exploring good dating opportunities if you're single and actively looking. But again, you have to maintain slight caution due to Venus transiting in the enemy sign of Leo. If we talk about marriage, so for those people already married, the time is looking good for the most part, and towards the end of the month, a big relief will be experienced due to Ketu finally leaving your 7th house. And there is also the protective aspect of Jupiter on your 7th house, which will increase the harmony and peace in your married life manyfold. Those single people wanting to get married might also proceed to take it to the next level and finally get married in this time frame, given that your natal birth chart, the Mahadasha Antardasha, also supports the same. If we talk about travel, then overall long distance traveling, going on any journeys, foreign vacations is looking supportive for the most part, and you can certainly embark on that if you have done your proper research, due diligence, and analysis, because long distance travel, journey, and vacation is looking quite auspicious throughout the month of October. So I believe I covered all the major areas of life for my Aries Mesh Rasi friends, and I thank you for watching. Good luck. For my Taurus Vrushabha Rashi friends, let us first talk about the career area. In terms of job and profession, Shani Dev, the ruler of your 10th house, is going to be strongly placed all month long in its Mool Trikona Aquarius. This is quite auspicious. Any planet placed in its Mool Trikona usually gives excellent results. And to add to that, Shani Dev is also Bhagyesh. It is a Yoga Karaka planet for Taurus, Vrushabha, because it controls the house of destiny and the 10th house. And now Venus is also influencing the 10th house. And as we all know, Saturn and Venus are both best friends in Vedic astrology. So this is a good time for you to rise in your career, to go and pursue your career growth and advancement, because now the stars are going to support you to really stand out and come out on top amongst your colleagues and co-workers. So this is a good time to impress your bosses with your hard work and effort and gain their appreciation and trust. If you don't have a job, I highly recommend keep applying and give lots of interviews, because the time is looking very fruitful for you to land a new job opportunity. So definitely keep trying hard this month, because your efforts will not go in vain. If you talk about business, then the business area is looking quite weak this month. So if you're thinking of starting a new business, definitely try not to do it this month if possible. If you're already running a business, then avoid risky activities at all cost concerning your business, because the ruler of your 7th house, Mars, is placed in the 6th house, which is 12 places away from the house it rules. Also, it is in combustion due to being in close proximity to the sun, which indicates a lot of hurdles, obstacles, and possible denial and a lack of support for business activities. So do maintain caution in this area. If we talk about health, then overall the time is looking mediocre. As long as you take good care of your health, not neglect any health issues, do yoga, meditation, exercise, your health should be maintained due to the beneficial aspect of Jupiter on your 6th and 8th house, as well as on your 4th house on the planet Venus, which rules your 6th house. So as you can see, your health should be maintained for the most part, and no major health concerns are foreseen at this point. If you look at finance, then the ruler of your Dhanastan, Mercury, will be transiting first in the 5th and then the 6th house. So in the last 2 weeks, there is a good chance of a possible increment of salary at your workplace, or a possible bonus or promotion, due to Mercury creating the Budh Aditya Yoga with Sun in your 6th house, which is connected to your daily work routine. So definitely the money flow is looking good, and especially if you're living in a foreign land, then it is looking even better, because the ruler of your Labhastan, Jupiter, is placed in the 12th house, and it is also now coming out of the Guru Chandal Yoga at the end of October due to Rahu moving out and transiting to your 11th house. So the money flow will keep getting better as the month progresses, and it will be the best for those people living in a foreign country or those people who even have some investments in a foreign land. If we talk about education, for those students pursuing higher education such as master's or PhD program, the time is looking excellent for you to make good academic progress as long as you put in the hard work and effort. Some people who wanted to pursue higher education in a foreign land might also finally get their desires fulfilled and get admission to some potential good graduate colleges in a foreign country. If we talk about love life, then the first 2 weeks of October are looking quite auspicious for those single people hoping to find a partner. There is a good chance you might be able to find a comparable partner in the first 2 weeks of the month due to the Buddha Aditya Yoga in the fifth house. But in the last 2 weeks, the time is not looking as great, and those people already in a romantic relationship could experience some ups and downs due to the Buddha Aditya Yoga being created in the sixth house along with Ketu and Mars conjunction. So, as long as you open up the communication and keep the communication channel open, the arguments and quarrels will not sustain for long, and the peace and harmony can certainly be maintained. If we talk about marriage area, so if you're already in a marriage, then the entire month is not looking that auspicious. So try not to get into unnecessary arguments or quarrels or disputes with your partner, or it could even lead to separation, because the ruler of your seventh house, Mars, is quite a bit afflicted, although not house wise. It is placed in a good house. It is not the most ideal to support marriage type activity. So try to be faithful, loyal, honest, caring, and loving towards your spouse so that major issues do not arise. If you are single and hoping to get married, definitely try not to get married this month if possible, as the planets are not supporting the same. Finally, if we look at travel area for long distance travel, journey, and vacation, the time is looking excellent, and you can certainly think of embarking on the same, because Mars' exalted aspect on the ninth house is also quite supportive for travel related matters. So I believe I covered all the major areas of life for the month of October for my Taurus Vrushabha Rashi friends. I thank you for watching and good luck. For my Gemini Mithun Rashi friends, let us first talk about the career. In terms of job and profession, the time is looking excellent, and it will only keep getting better because the ruler of your 10th house, Gurudev Brihaspati, Jupiter, is strongly placed in the sign of Aries in the Labhasthan, and it will now also be free from complete affliction from the Guru Chandal dosh, which was created for such a long time by the demon planet Rahu. And Rahu's position will also become extremely auspicious because it will transit to your 10th house, which is an Upchaya Sthan, and that too in the neutral sign of Pisces. It is Rahu's one of the most favorite houses is the 10th house. So Shani Dev in the ninth house, your Bhagyesh in the Bhagyasthan, Rahu's placement in the 10th house in the Upchaya Sthan, and Gurudev Brihaspati's placement in the Labhasthan is an amazing time for you to make really good progress and achieve tremendous success at your workplace. Increased recognition, respect from your colleagues and bosses is now going to be ensured. There is also a good time that you might get a bonus promotion or a salary increment that might be long overdue. If you don't have a job, I highly recommend keep giving lots of interviews because there is a solid chance you might be able to land a new job with a decent salary and benefits package. So definitely the time is looking extremely auspicious and beneficial for your career growth and advancement, and it will only keep getting better in the following months as well. If we talk about business, then overall the business area is also looking much supportive this month because the ruler of your business house, Jupiter, is in the Labastan and aspecting its own house of business as well as the fifth house. In the second half of the month, there will be the four planet conjunction. So you might get ingenious ideas and innovative ideas to expand your business. You will think in very creative ways on how you can make profitable business deals. You might even think of starting a new business like a startup. If you are in a business partnership, then you both will work mutually to achieve your long term business goals, mission, and achieve your vision. Overall, lot of profits, increased revenues in business activity is seen, and your expenses will certainly decrease in the time to come. And if your natal birth chart also supports the same, then there is going to be nothing that can stop you from really taking your business to the next level. If we talk about health, then overall the health area is also looking good for the most part. No major health concerns are foreseen because the ruler of the sixth house, Mars, is placed in the fifth house, which indicates basically freedom from health issues. But yes, Saturn's aspect is on the sixth house. So if you are running the Mahadasha of Saturn or Antardasha and it is not well placed in your natal chart, then you have to take a bit more caution when it comes to your health. But overall, the health area is looking fine for most people. If we talk about finance, then the financial area is also looking solid throughout the month. An increased flow of income will be generated from multiple sources of income because Rahu afflicting Jupiter will not be there towards the end of the month as it will transit to the 10th house. And Jupiter, free from the affliction caused by Rahu, will become doubly strong in your 11th house, and it will also aspect your 5th house, where the ruler of your 11th house is also going to be placed there, which is Mars, and it will also aspect the 11th house. So as you can see, a lot of beneficial aspects happening which will support your increased flow of income throughout the month. Just use good money management skills and you will save a lot of money in the time to come. If we talk about education, for those students pursuing higher education, such as master's or PhD program, you will make good academic progress as long as you are willing to put in the hard work and effort. For some students who are wanting to relocate to a foreign country in regards to pursuing higher education, your dreams, goals, and aspirations might finally come true. If we talk about love life, then especially in the second half of the month, there is a four planet conjunction in the fifth house as well as Jupiter directly aspecting the fifth house. So, a new relationship can certainly enter your life if you are single and actively looking. And those people already in a romantic relationship can think of taking things to the next level, which is getting married. And now, if you talk about marriage, for those people already married, the time will even get better. More harmony, peace, love, and romance, and the passion will be reignited in your married life, and you will spend a lot of fun time with your spouse and partner. So, overall, the time is looking very good for married couples. And if you are single and hoping to get married this month, then also the time is looking quite positive. And if your natal chart, Mahadasha, Antardasha supports the same, then certainly the time for marriage is looking quite auspicious. Finally, if we look at travel, then for long distance travel, journey, and vacation, the time is looking excellent as there is a mutual exchange of aspects between Saturn and Venus, the best friends, and Saturn being strongly placed in its Mool Trikona Aquarius in your ninth house indicates a lot of support for long distance travel, vacation, and journeys. So you can certainly embark on those if you please. So I believe I covered all the major areas of life for my Gemini Mithun Rashi friends. I thank you for watching and good luck. For my Cancer Karka Rashi friends, let us first talk about the career area. In terms of job and profession, it is a big relief for you, my friends, because finally the Guru Chandal Dosh in your 10th house is ending and Rahu will be moving out of your 10th house. So the affliction caused on Jupiter will not be there as the month progresses, as it will lessen to a great extent. Also, the ruler of your 10th house, Mars, will be aspecting its own 10th house all month long from the 4th. So, this is quite auspicious and supportive for your career growth and progress. If you are in a good job, keep working hard because towards the end of the month, there is a chance for good appreciation, respect, and rewards for the hard work and effort that you have been putting in your job. I will still advise you not to change jobs this month if possible because you need to wait for Rahu to completely move out of your 10th house. Because Rahu can sometimes cause a person to taking the wrong decision. So if you can hold off on changing jobs this month, it will be in your favor. But overall, the month will keep progressing and it will be in your favor. So an auspicious time in the career area is now slowly indicated. If we talk about business, then this month is not as supportive because the ruler of your 7th house, Saturn, is in the 8th house, which indicates a lot of ups and downs in your business area. But overall, if Saturn is very well placed in your natal chart, you are running a very good Mahadasha Antardasha, then you can see good days in your business activities as well. Because although Saturn is placed in the 8th house, it is its own Mool Trikona Aquarius, and any planet placed in its Mool Trikona usually tries to give good results. 8th house is also the house of sudden unexpected wealth. So you might be able to suddenly get wealth from a profitable deal that might come your way or from some business investment that you had done in the past could lead to sudden profits in the coming time. Again, as long as your natal birth chart Mahadasha Antardasha supports the same as well. If we talk about health, then the health area is looking to be solid throughout the month. Jupiter, which controls your 6th house, will be strongly aspecting its own 6th house, and now the affliction of Rahu will also slowly decrease. So, great time for you to feel energetic, to rebuild your health, and to increase your immunity levels. So, overall, the health area is looking strong throughout the month. If we talk about finance, then the increased flow of income can be expected as the month progresses because the Lord of your 11th house, Venus, is now going to be placed in the 2nd house, which is the Dhanastan. So the ruler of your Labhastan in the Dhanastan is quite a powerful yoga, and also Sun's position is fairly good throughout the month with the beneficial aspect of Jupiter in the last 2 weeks. So as long as you use good money management skills, money will not be an issue this month for the most part, and it will actually be quite auspicious if you are wise with your savings. If we talk about education, the time is looking quite good for those students wanting to pursue higher education such as master's or PhD program in a foreign land because Rahu will now be influencing your 9th house, which can definitely support education related matters in a foreign land, because Rahu is the main planet of foreign countries and represents foreigners. And if you are also running the Mahadasha of Rahu or Antardasha, there is a strong chance you can get admission to a college in a foreign land. If we talk about love life, then this month is not looking good for the same, because the ruler of the fifth house, Mars, is placed in the fourth house, which in a way is a denial of the romantic relationship area, because it is placed 12 places away from the house it rules and indicates losses. So, if you are single, then you will have to be a bit more patient to find a comparable partner. If you are already in a relationship, then avoid arguments, quarrels, and fights at all cost. Otherwise, it can really cause big issues and rift in your romantic relationship. If we talk about marriage, so for those married people, the time is looking somewhat of a roller coaster. There can be some ups and downs in your married life. So try to be caring, loyal, honest, and attentive towards your spouse, so that any such issues can be avoided and the peace and harmony in your married life can be maintained. It is also not the best time to get married unless you are running a really good Mahadasha, Antardasha, and your natal chart supports the same. Finally, if we talk about long distance traveling, journey, vacation, then the time is improving and you can certainly embark on that if you have done your proper due diligence, research, and analysis. And if you can take someone with you and avoid going alone on any really long distance journey, vacation, travels, then it will be even better. So I believe I covered all the major areas of life for my Cancer Karka Rashi friends for the month of October. I thank you for watching and good luck. For my Leo Simha Rashi friends, let us first talk about the career. In terms of job and profession, the time is looking quite good and supportive throughout the month, because the ruler of your 10th house, Venus, is now strongly placed in your ascendant, the Lagna, in the first house itself. So naturally, the time is looking good for you to make good career growth and progress throughout the month. Just avoid any sort of temptations. If you are already employed in a good company, you have good co-workers, you like doing your job, then try not to change jobs this month, because certain temptations might come to you because of Venus. Although well placed, it is in the enemy sign of Leo. So naturally, if you avoid temptations, whether it is a job transfer, whether it is completely changing jobs, whether it is relocating for a new job opportunity, try not to take any major risk connected to your career and you will be just fine. For those people who don't have a job, I highly recommend keep applying and give lots of interviews. And is a good chance you might even get multiple offers. Make sure to analyze each offer with proper research and due diligence, and then only take the offer. And if you can take the advice of your elders, of your trusted people, whether it is family members or friends, concerning your career or new job opportunities, it will be in your favor. Just try not to take any decision in haste. If we talk about business, then the business area is looking strong throughout the month for you to make good progress in your business activities. Revenues can certainly increase now because of the beneficial exchange of aspects between Saturn and Venus, the best friends, and Saturn controlling your business house and strongly placed in the house of business itself, and that too in its Mul Trikona. So naturally, if you are in a business partnership, then also you will both work very hard to achieve your mutual business goals and objectives. And your overall prestige, recognition, and respect in the business society, along with your competitors, will also increase. Your rivals will slowly be defeated as well if you use wise business management techniques. It might also be a good time to think of starting a new business if you really want to, because your destiny will become stronger than ever before as Rahu is finally moving out of your ninth house. So there will be less affliction to the ninth house, and Mars will also be aspecting its own house of destiny because Mars is a Yoga Karaka planet, and Jupiter will become very strong in the ninth house and will be less afflicted and actually free from the Guru Chandal dosh towards the end of the month. But make sure that you are running a very good Mahadasha Antardasha and your natal chart also supports business activities. If we talk about health, then I will say do not throw caution to the wind and especially do not ignore any acute health issues because Mars is aspecting your sixth house with an exalted aspect, and the ruler of the sixth, Saturn, is aspecting your Lagna with a strong enemy aspect, which makes sense to take good care of your health and not neglect any health issues if something was to bother you. If we talk about finance, the time is looking good throughout the month because the Budh Aditya Yoga is being created first in your Dhanastan and then next in your third house, where the more parakram you do, the more self effort you put in anything, you will receive the support of your destiny, which in turn will help you to increase your financial flow. And it can come from different sources of income. So the money flow is going to keep getting better as the month progresses. If we talk about education, then finally a lot of new doors of opportunities for students will open up in terms of pursuing higher education. And even those students wanting to pursue higher education in a foreign land might get some admissions to good colleges. And if you're already a student pursuing higher education, you will make excellent academic progress, especially in the last 2 weeks of October. If we talk about love life, then the time is looking excellent throughout the month. If you're single, there is good chance you might meet a compatible partner and get into a romantic relationship. If you're already in a relationship, then the time is looking very harmonious and peaceful for your love relationship, and the passion, love, and romance will be certainly reignited because Jupiter's aspect will be on your fifth house, and that too on its own Mul Trikona Sagittarius, and it will be free from the affliction of the Guru Chandal dosh towards the end of the month. So, especially the last 2 weeks are looking really beneficial. If we talk about married life, for those married couples, harmony, peace can be re-established if some things were not working out. If your marriage was on the brink of divorce, then also it can be reversed, and a lot of the situation can be alleviated to a great extent by opening up the communication link and making sure to communicate your feelings to your spouse. It might also be a good time for single people to get married as long as their natal chart supports the same. Overall, the marriage area is looking quite auspicious due to Saturn being strongly placed in its Mul Trikon in the 7th house. If we talk about travel, such as long distance travel, journey, vacation, the time is yet looking very supportive, and in the last 2 weeks, it will be even better. So, you can certainly think of embarking on long distance vacation, journey, or travel if you need to. So, I believe I covered all the major areas of life for my Leo Simha Rashi friends. I thank you for watching and good luck. For my Virgo Kanya Rashi friends, let us first talk about the career. In terms of job and profession, the time is looking quite good throughout the month because the ruler of your career house, Mercury, will be strongly placed throughout the month. In the first 2 weeks, it will be exalted in its Mool Trikona Virgo, which is its own sign, Kanya Rashi, and creating Budh Aditya Yog with Surya Devata. In the last 2 weeks, the Budh Aditya Yog will be in the friendly sign of Libra, which is Mercury's good friendly sign because it is ruled by Venus, its best friend, and the Budh Aditya Yog will be in the Dhanastan, which is also quite auspicious. And sudden chance of bonus promotion or salary increment can certainly be there. If you don't have a job, I highly recommend keep applying and give lots of interviews because especially in the last 2 weeks, possibility of getting a new job with a better salary and benefits is certainly possible. So overall, the time is looking quite auspicious for you to make good career growth, progress, and advancement in your current job. If we talk about the business area, then although you shouldn't take too much risk because the ruler of your seventh house is in the eighth house with the Guru Chandal Dosh because Jupiter is afflicted by Rahu. Towards the end of the month, though, Rahu will leave your 8th house and transit to the 7th house. So it is one of the Kama houses where Rahu can certainly do well, especially if it is also well placed in your natal chart. So in the last 2 weeks, the time will get better for your business activities. And overall, if your natal chart supports the same, then sudden unexpected wealth can come through your business activities as well. But just try to play it as safe as possible and do not take any major risk this month because Saturn is also aspecting your 8th house with falls on the 7th lord and is a debilitated aspect. So just maintain some caution. If we talk about health, then overall the time is looking excellent throughout the month. You will be very energetic, you will feel robust, your vitality will improve, and your energy levels will peak because your sixth house will be very strong. The lord of your ascendant, Mercury, will also be very strongly placed throughout the month, first in its Mool Trikona and then in its friendly sign of Libra. So just make sure your diet is good, it's clean, and you don't eat too much of junk food. Otherwise, that could cause some minor health issues. If we talk about finance, then overall the time is looking excellent. Your savings will start to go up. You will feel more financially stable than ever before, especially in the last 2 weeks of the month because of the 4-planet conjunction in your second house, in the Dhanastan. So quite a positive time for your financial area. Just make sure to use good money management and that way you will retain a lot of your earnings. If we talk about education, then the time is not looking that great for those students pursuing higher education. You will need to really put in a lot of hard work and effort and then only you can achieve any progress. But it might be a good opportunity for some people to get admission to a college in a foreign land for pursuing higher education if they so desire, because the ruler of the ninth is placed in the 12th house. But again, make sure that is something you really want to pursue because Venus is placed in the enemy sign of Leo. If we talk about love life, then the time is not looking that great as the ruler of the fifth is in the sixth house. So if you're already in a romantic relationship, try not to get into arguments, quarrels, or disputes because it can cause issues in your romantic relationship. If you are single, then you might have a hard time to find a comparable partner, but try not to give up as there are good chances of potentially meeting someone possibly at your workplace. So definitely keep an eye open. If we talk about marriage and married life, for those couples who are married and having a lot of difficulties in your married life, such as ups and downs, hurdles, obstacles, slowly towards the end of the month, things can certainly get better especially if Rahu is well placed in your natal chart. For those people who are single and hoping to get married, this month is not as favorable, so try not to get into that if you can, and try to wait for the following months to come, where the time will be more supportive. If we talk about travel, then long distance travel, journey, and vacation to foreign lands is supported as long as you do your proper due diligence, analysis, and research, and you also go with a trusted friend, family member, or a co-worker or colleague on any long distance travel, then that will be ideal for you. So I believe I covered all the major areas of life for my Virgo Kanya Rashi friends. I thank you for watching and good luck. For my Libra Tula Rashi friends, let us first take a look at the career area. In terms of job and profession, the time is looking good for the most part for you to make good career growth, progress, and advancement if you keep working hard and stay focused in your job. It is also good time to potentially think of changing jobs if you are not happy in your current job, because some good job opportunities can certainly come your way. If you don't have a job, make sure to give lots of interviews because the time is looking quite strong for you to get a new job opportunity with a decent salary and benefits package. Because the Lord of your ascendant, the Lagna ruler, is in the 11th house, the Labastan. But just don't take any decision in haste because it is in the enemy sign of Leo. So think twice before taking any major decisions. But overall, the career area is looking auspicious for the most part. If we talk about business area, then avoid taking any business risk, starting a new business this month if possible. But towards the very last week of October, the time will significantly improve for business activities as Rahu's movement to the sign of Pisces in your 6th house will commence, which will be extremely auspicious for your business activities. So just be a bit more patient and wait for the following months for your business area to become more positive. If you're running a business right now, try to play it safe and by the book so that you don't encounter any losses or you don't make sudden hasty decisions which might not be in your favor. If we talk about health, then overall the health area is looking good for the most part, and it will get even better as Rahu slowly moves to your 6th house, because as we all know, Rahu does very well in the 6th house, which is a Upchayastan. It's a growth house. So one of the better transits of Rahu is happening for my Libra friends. If we talk about finance, then overall the financial area is looking positive throughout the month because of the Labastan ruler and the Dhanastan ruler conjunct in your 1st house, especially in the last 2 weeks, and your Lord of Ascendant Venus in the 11th house. So a strong month for finances. Just make sure to save your money, control your spending, and avoid unnecessary expenses, and you will continue to grow your income. If we talk about education, then it's a great time for those students pursuing higher education, such as master's or PhD program, and they will make excellent academic progress as long as they put in the hard work and effort. If students want to pursue higher education in a foreign land, then also they might possibly get admissions to their desired colleges. If we talk about love life, then again a great chance for single people to connect with potential matches, and those relationships can turn into long-term relationship which can lead to even marriage down the road, because Venus and Saturn are now aspecting each other and they are best friends in Vedic astrology. Venus is the natural planet of love and romance, and it is aspecting the 5th house and the 5th lord Saturn, which is well placed in its own Mul Trikona, Aquarius, and it is also a Yoga Karaka planet for Libra. So naturally, an excellent and auspicious time for single people to connect with potential matches and get into a romantic relationship. And those already in a relationship might think of taking things to the next level, as the love, romance, peace, harmony will be very auspicious in your romantic relationship. So, a great time is indicated for the love area. If we talk about married life, then those people who are already in a marriage will experience more marital bliss, harmony, and peace as the month progresses, especially due to Chandal Dosh ending and Rahu moving out of your seventh house. For those single people hoping to get married, the time is looking good, especially towards the end of the month. And those people in a relationship might take it to the next level and even get married, especially if their natal chart and Mahadasha Antardasha supports the same. If we talk about travel, then overall long distance travel, journey, vacations are supported throughout the month, so you can certainly embark on the same. So I believe I covered all the major areas of life for my Libra Tula Rashi friends. I thank you for watching and good luck. For my Scorpio Vrishik Rashi friends, let us first talk about the career. In terms of job and profession, the time is looking mediocre. Not too great, but not bad either. As long as you stay focused on your duties, tasks, and projects, you will be fine and you can actually do quite well, especially if you are living in a foreign country, because the lord of your ascendant, Mars, will be in the 12th house, and in the second half of the month, it will also be conjunct with Sun and Mercury, and even Ketu will be there till the end of the month. So, it is indicating good support in your career area, especially if you are in a foreign land or away from your homeland, because your 11th ruler Mercury is also going to transit to the 12th house. So it might be a good time for you to even think of applying to jobs in a foreign country if you had always desired the same. Just do not take any decision in haste, because the malefic aspect of Saturn is on your 10th house. But the good news is that Jupiter is also aspecting your 10th house, and it will be completely free from the Guru Chandal dosh by the end of the month, as Rahu will move out of your 6th house. If we talk about business, then the business area is looking strong because the Lord of the 7th house, Venus, is in the 10th house. Both the houses are connected to commerce and business and trading activities. So, if you're running a business, then if you use good business decisions, then you can certainly do very well in your business activities. If you're in a business partnership, then also the time is looking good for the most part. Just avoid unnecessary arguments with your business partner. This is also not the month to take any major risky business decisions or get into new business partnerships. Try to play it a bit safe. If you are running a business connected to foreign lands, then there might be some really good progress in that aspect. If we talk about health, then the time is looking good for the most part, because although Mars is in the 12th house, it is aspecting the 6th house, and Jupiter is also going to be completely free from the Guru Chandal dosh. Just make sure to get good exercise, eat good healthy home cooked food, do yoga, meditation, pranayam, which will maintain your health in a positive direction. If we talk about finance, then the time is looking good for the most part. As long as you use good money management skills, money will definitely be coming your way. Just make sure to properly save that money, avoid unnecessary expenses, control your spending, and do not basically invest in anything that can be too risky. Otherwise, chance of losses and expenses cannot be ruled out because of the 4 planet conjunction in your 12th house. If we talk about higher education, then the time is looking good for the most part if you put in the hard work and effort that is required. Then you will most certainly do very well in your academic examinations and studies. If we talk about love life, then the time is looking mediocre because Jupiter ruling the fifth house is in the sixth house, which indicates a bit of turbulence in relationships. But Rahu will be transiting to the fifth house by the end of the month. So, if it is very well placed in your natal chart, then a new relationship can also enter your life, and that person can be of a different race, religion, and culture than yours. But again, do not take any decision with haste and avoid jumping into a new relationship without properly knowing that person. If we talk about marriage, then married life will be good for the most part, and peace, harmony, love, and romance should remain intact as long as you are loyal, faithful, caring, loving, and attentive towards your spouse. For those single people hoping to get married, the time is looking decent as long as your natal birth chart and your Mahadasha Antardasha also supports the same. Finally, if we talk about travel, such as long distance journey, travel, vacation, the time is also looking good for the same. And with your proper due diligence, analysis, and research, you can certainly embark on that. If you can maybe take a family member or a trusted person with you, it will be even more suitable and better for you. So I believe I covered all the major areas of life for my Scorpio Vrishchik Rashi friends. I thank you for watching and good luck. For my Sagittarius Dhanu Rashi friends, let us first take a look at the career. In terms of job and profession, the time is looking good for the most part because the ruler of your career house, Mercury, is for the first 2 weeks going to be exalted in its Mul Trikona, Virgo, which is Kanya Rashi, creating Budh Aditya Yog in your 10th house with Sun, and then they will both transit to the 11th house in the Labhasthan. Also, the ruler of your ascendant, the ruler of your Lagna, Devguru Brihaspati, will be completely free from the Guru Chandal dosh created by Rahu towards the end of the month. But the effect will be start to be felt from the start of the month itself. So overall, an excellent time for your job, for your workplace, for you to achieve tremendous progress this month, for you to achieve the recognition, respect, and rewards from your bosses and colleagues, for you to get a bonus, promotion, or a salary and increment, especially in the last 2 weeks. If you don't have a job, I highly recommend keep applying and give lots of interviews because there is a strong chance you might get a better job opportunity with a solid benefits and salary package because your 11th house will be powerfully activated in the last 2 weeks of the month. So, a very auspicious time indicated for your career advancement, growth, and success in the month of October. If we talk about business area, then also the time is looking quite good and progressive for your business activities. If you're running your own business, your profits will increase, your revenues will go up, your expenses will go down, and you will get more cooperation from your employees. If you're in a business partnership, you will get all the support that you need from your business partner, whether it is your mutual goals to expand your business or to start something new. You will have the complete support of your business partner. So, some people might even think of starting a new business, like a startup venture. So, overall, a great time for the business area. If we talk about health, then the health area is also looking fine throughout the month. There are no major afflictions indicated. Just do yoga, exercise, meditation, pranayama so that your energies remain channeled in a positive direction. If we talk about finance, then an excellent month for you financially. Lot of gains will be coming to you from multiple sources of income. Just make sure to properly save that money, and that way you will grow your finances, and increased income will generate a lot of financial stability for you than the past time. So, an amazing time in regards to your finances throughout the month of October. Chances of gains from past investments such as stock market is also likely. Just avoid reinvesting back in risky speculative investments this month if possible. If we talk about education, then the time is looking really good for students pursuing higher education, such as master's or PhD, to make excellent academic progress as long as they avoid distractions of any sort. Because distractions can certainly come your way due to Venus placement in the ninth house. But if you avoid those distractions, if you stay focused on your studies, then you will make really good academic progress. If we talk about love life, then the time is looking excellent, and a lot of single people might be able to find a comparable partner and get into a romantic relationship. Just avoid jumping into a new relationship without properly knowing that person, because Rahu is still afflicting Jupiter in the fifth house and can sometimes lead you to taking the wrong decision. Those people already in a relationship will experience more pleasure, love, romance, and passion in the relationship moving forward. If we talk about married life, then the time is looking great for those married couples. More harmony, peace, and romance in your married life is indicated. The passion will be reignited. Any disharmony will slowly smoothen out as long as you maintain good communication. Those single people hoping to get married might also take things to the next level and finally find the right person, the right comparable partner, and even get married in this time frame. If we look at travel, such as long distance travel, journey, and vacation, the time is again looking very supportive throughout the month. Just make sure to not take any hasty decisions and do not fall prey to any temptations. As long as you do your due diligence, research, and analysis before embarking on any long distance journey and travel, then you will be completely fine. So, overall, this month is looking quite good for my Sagittarius Dhanu Rashi friends. I wish you the best and thank you for watching. For my Capricorn Makar Rashi friends, let us first talk about the career area. In terms of job and profession, the time is looking good for the most part as long as you play your cards right. Avoid taking any sudden hasty decisions when it comes to changing jobs or any type of job transfer. Because although Mars will be Digbali in your 10th house, and then later Sun will also join Mars and will become Digbali in the last 2 weeks, along with your Bhagyesh, which is Mercury. So, quite a bit of auspicious combination is happening in your 10th house with the beneficial aspect of Jupiter. But the most important planet, Venus, which is a Yoga Karaka planet for Capricorn and controls your career house, will be transiting in the 8th house in the enemy sign of Leo. This indicates you need to maintain some caution and avoid taking hasty, risky decisions connected to your career. If you play it safe by the book and follow a disciplined approach to your work, then you will experience tremendous growth and progress at the work front, and your overall prestige, authority, and respect will also increase. So keep working hard, stay away from office politics, gossiping, and stay focused on your duties, tasks, and projects, and you will be very successful at the job front. If we talk about the business area, then if your overall Mahadasha Antardasha is very auspicious and your basically your seventh lord in the natal chart is well placed, then the time can be excellent for you in regards to business activities, whether it is business expansion, increase in business revenues, getting into new business deals or partnerships. The time is looking good for the most part as long as you do your homework, due diligence, and research. If we talk about health, then overall the health area is looking solid throughout the month. No major health concerns are foreseen. Your immunity will get stronger by the day, your vitality will improve, and you will feel more robust. Even Rahu's transit to your third house is going to be exceptional because it does very well in the third house, which is an Upchayastan. So it gives very good results when placed in the third house, which is also a Kama house. It is the natural house ruled by Mercury. So your Lord of the Lagna, Saturn, is also very well placed in the second house in its Mul Trikona, which indicates that your health should be very good, vibrant, and stable throughout the month. If we talk about finance, then overall there is a chance of sudden bonus, promotion, or salary increment at your workplace because of your 11th lord being placed in the 10th house or transiting in the 10th house, and Shani Dev is also strongly placed in the Dhanastan, which it controls. So, overall, a great time for finances. Just make sure again not to suddenly change your jobs if you are already employed in a good company, because your career ruler Venus is in the 8th house. So, as long as sudden gains are there, sudden losses could also happen. So, try to be a bit cautious and avoid taking unnecessary risk. If we talk about higher education, the time is looking excellent for students to make good progress in their academic fields and examination in regards to PhD and master's program. So keep studying hard and you will do just fine. If we talk about love life, then the time is not looking that great throughout the month in terms of romantic relationships. Whether you're single and hoping to find someone, or if you're already in a relationship, the time is not looking auspicious. So you need to be on guard and avoid getting into arguments, quarrels, disputes with your partner if you can. Otherwise, it can lead to a possible separation as well, due to your fifth lord being placed in the 8th house. If we talk about marriage, such as those people already married, so for married couples, the time is looking decent. There is no affliction as such on the 7th house. So, overall, the harmony, peace in the married life should remain stable. And many single people might even think of getting married in this coming time frame, as long as they are running a very supportive Mahadasha. Finally, if we talk about long distance travel, vacation, and journeys, the time is looking good for that, and you can certainly embark on it as long as you have properly planned your travel. So, overall, the time is looking good for my Makar Rashi friends in most departments. So, I wish you all the best and I hope you use it to your advantage. Thank you for watching and good luck. For my Aquarius Kumbha Rashi friends, let us first talk about the career area. In terms of job and profession, this month it is not looking that supportive because your career lord Mars is placed in the 9th house, which is 12 places away from the house that it rules. That indicates some type of losses or hurdles, obstacles connected to your profession area. Even there is the strong enemy aspect of your Lagnesh Saturn on the 10th house, and there is no protective aspect of Jupiter on the same. But still, all this four planet conjunction of Mars, Mercury, Sun, and Ketu is in the 9th house, which is a trine house. And Jupiter is also aspecting Mars, which is your career lord. So, definitely, your job can be protected to a great extent, As long as you avoid office politics, you do not indulge in any gossiping, you do not get into any unnecessary arguments or quarrels with your bosses or colleagues, and you stay completely focused on your duties, projects, and tasks at hand. That way, you can still maintain your job and do well in your professional area. If we talk about business, then the time is looking a bit more supportive in terms of business activities. The seventh lord, Sun, will transit to the Bhagyastan towards the last 2 weeks. So avoid taking basically major risky decisions connected to your business activities, especially in the first 2 weeks. But in the last 2 weeks, the time is looking quite positive, and there might be some business dealings with foreign lands as well. Some people might even think of starting a new business, but only do so if you have properly analyzed your natal chart, your Mahadasha Antardasha, because although the transits are looking fine, you have to make sure that your natal chart also supports the same. If we talk about health, then overall the health area is looking to be good throughout the month. There are no major afflictions, and your energy levels will remain high. You will feel robust, your vitality will increase. Even the Guru Chandal dosh is ending, so a lot of positive things are happening, and it will be a good time for your health. If we talk about finance, then overall the time for finances is looking fine for the most part. Whatever the status quo is, that will keep going. Saturn, although with the enemy aspect on the 10th, will not try to damage its own sign, because although it's an enemy aspect on Scorpio, Aquarius is Shani Dev's Mool Trikona. So if you are overall running a good Mahadasha, Antardasha, then no major problems in finances are foreseen, and it should be status quo. Just avoid again risky speculative investments like cryptocurrency, penny stocks, gambling, or you could lose your money, because moon sign people of Aquarius are also running the Sade Sati. If we talk about higher education, then the time is looking excellent, especially in the last 2 weeks for those students wanting to basically get admission to a college in a foreign land for master's or PhD program. And those students already pursuing the same will do very well in their academics, especially in the last 2 weeks. If we talk about love life, then the time is looking good for the most part, as long as you know what you're getting into and you know the person beforehand. Then the time is looking good for starting a new relationship, because the Lord of the fifth is going to transit to the ninth house, which is a mirror reflection of the fifth house. Just be a bit more cautious in the first 2 weeks when Mercury's placement will be in the eighth house, but that too will not be that bad. If we talk about marriage, then married couples will have a good time for the most part, and they might even embark on a long distance journey or vacation. They will spend more time with each other, and there will be good harmony, love, romance, and peace in their relationship, as long as basically you are loyal, honest, caring, and loving towards your spouse. Do not succumb to any temptations, and definitely do not cheat your spouse, or that could cause major problematic consequences. For those single people hoping to get married, I will say this is not the best time. You need to be a bit more patient and wait for the future transits to happen. If we talk about travel, such as long distance travel, journey, and vacation, the time is looking excellent for the same, and you can certainly think of embarking on that if you are planning on doing so for a while. So, overall, I believe I covered all the major areas of life for my Aquarius Kumbha Rashi friends. I thank you for watching and good luck. For my Pisces Meen Rashi friends, let us first talk about the career area. In terms of job and profession, the time is looking excellent throughout the month, and it will keep getting better as the month progresses because the ruler of your 10th house of career, which also happens to be your Lagnesh, Jupiter, Gurudev Brihaspati, will be getting completely free from the Guru Chandal dosh created by Rahu. Rahu had caused major affliction since they were conjunct together, but finally Rahu will be leaving the sign of Aries and Jupiter will be free of affliction and will become very much stronger than before. And it is also aspecting your 10th house of career itself, which falls on its own Mool Trikona Sagittarius. This indicates tremendous growth, progress, and advancement opportunities for you at your workplace, especially in the last 2 weeks of the month. So use it to your advantage because things are really looking up now for you in the career area. If you don't have a job, I highly recommend keep applying and give lots of interviews because there is a strong chance you might land a new job with a decent salary and benefits package. And especially if you are planning on relocating to a foreign country, like if you want to get a new job in a foreign land, then the placements are very supportive for the same. You have Saturn, which rules your 11th house, being placed in the 12th house in its own Mul Trikona, Aquarius. So, this is an excellent placement for you to relocate to a foreign land for pursuing a new job opportunity. If we talk about the business area, then the first 2 weeks of October are looking quite positive. Increased revenues and more profits can be expected due to Mercury becoming exalted in its own Mul Trikona sign Virgo and creating Budh Aditya Yoga. But definitely be very cautious in the last 2 weeks of the month because Mercury and Sun will both transit to the 8th house and there will be the 4 planet conjunction between Mars, Ketu, Mercury, and Sun. So 8th house is the Ashtam Sthan, which is the house of major ups and downs, obstacles. So definitely avoid taking major risky business financial decisions if possible. But if you're running a very good Mahadasha, Antardasha, and the placements of planets, especially your business ruler, is very well placed in your natal chart, then sudden major profits in business activities could also happen. If we talk about health, then overall this area is a bit weak this month, not terrible but not strong either. So just make sure to get the proper exercise, yoga, meditation, pranayama, eat good healthy home cooked food so that your health remains positive and balanced. If we talk about finance, then overall the time is getting better, much better for your finances, especially as the month progresses, because your Dhanastan and your Labhastan will be beautifully activated throughout the month. And especially if you are working in a foreign land, then the time is looking even better and you will feel more financially stable than ever before. There might be a bonus promotion or a salary increment on the cards for you. So definitely keep working hard and make your investments wisely. Do not go for short-term investments because you are running the Sadesati for the moon sign people. Instead, long-term stable investments will be very beneficial to you. Although not immediate, they will yield good returns over a long period of time. But they will help you to maintain good financial stability. If we talk about higher education, then the time is not looking that great for students pursuing higher education. Definitely, you will need to put in 10 times the effort normally required to achieve good grades because the ruler of your 9th house is in the 8th house, 12 places away, which indicate a lot of hurdles, obstacles, headaches, and the strong enemy aspect of Saturn is also on the 9th house. So, a tough time for higher education students. So, make sure that you avoid distractions and you really stay focused on your studies. If we talk about love life, then the time is looking good for the most part. For single people, chances of meeting potential compatible matches is certainly there. For those people already in a relationship, the time is looking good to reignite the passion in your romantic relationship. And for those people who are thinking of getting married, the first 2 weeks are looking good for the same due to the Budh Aditya Yoga in the seventh house. But definitely the last 2 weeks of October are not auspicious for marriage. If you're already married and you're living with your spouse, then do not get into arguments, quarrels, or disputes in the last 2 weeks. Otherwise, it could lead to major disruptions in your married life and can cause separation as well. So be very cautious in your marriage area in the last 2 weeks of October. Finally, if we talk about travel, such as long distance travel, vacation journeys, if you can avoid it this month, it will be in your favor because it is definitely not supported in the month of October. And if you absolutely must go on any long distance travel, journey, vacation, then try to take a trusted person with you. It can be a friend, family member, a colleague, but just try not to embark alone. So I believe I covered all the major areas of life for my Pisces Meen Rashi friends. I thank you for watching and all the best.